will be crowned right now, going into our winner's match between TY over here and his opponent CJ and his herO. So another TVP here, and TY could burst his way out of the group in first place. Definitely a possibility here.
He
joined
could.
Pyong in the round of 8.
Yeah, he looked good against Myungshik. I feel like Myungshik was on a slightly lower tier than herO, though. herO definitely going to play a bit better here. Let's look at the bans and picks here. We do see Deadwing and Overgrowth banned here by TY. Doesn't want to play on those tiny 2-player maps or those giant big 4-player maps, or I guess 3-player maps, you could say. Nimbus
and Catalana, the obvious bans here for herO. He doesn't want to get dropped on Nimbus, and Catalana, most Terranist map ever here in Korea. It's a map that Koreans have just said and have banned always against Terran. This is a map that Koreans consider to be Terran favored in all matchups, so we end up with KSS, Foxtrot, and Merry-Go-Round. The Deadwing ban is kind of a no-brainer for me too, for TY, because you don't want to play that cross spawns map if you can help it. And also the ban on Overgrowth, I guess, is just to defend against any sort of weird Oracle shenanigans or Warp Prism drops, or just anything that herO might do, even though he's not the type of player to normally do things like that. We already saw him do an Oracle timing attack. Obviously it was a funny situation, but still, if the opportunity comes up, he might proxy, he might do an attack like this.
Yeah. Going into this one, it's really hard for me to predict one player. TY looked good. I would give it to him very, very slightly here. Like 52% to 48% for me. That's how close this one is.
I would go 55-45 for herO. I feel like, Sulky played really well in the first series. It's hard to judge that first series between him and herO, but I also feel like we don't really know exactly how TY's going to do here, because herO, like you said, much higher caliber than Myungshik. Let's go into game number 1 on King Sejong Station.
Down here in the bottom right, in the red, the Terran player, it's TY.
And up the top left in blue, for CJ Entis, it's herO. herO has never changed his hairstyle, as long as I can remember, but it looks really good.
Yeah. Why change what isn't broken?
Something like that.
I think that's correct. Is it?
No. I think it's if your hair looks good, you don't need a haircut.
I'm sure he gets haircuts. Okay.
Yeah, of course, but like he doesn't.
He's been around for a while.
I misphrased it. It's more about changing the style or not.
Okay.
I don't often change my hairstyle. I got a haircut today.
Looks good.
It looks good. I like it. I mean, it's slight variation of my haircut I got last time. The last time I dyed my hair red. Didn't do any dyeing this time.
Just a cut.
Yeah. Just a trim.
Yeah. Tip for you guys, if you want to get a haircut in Korea, the word is the same. You just say cut, and they'll know what you're talking about.
Yep.
They'll just give you a haircut.
You try to use the Korean word, they'll just say cut to you anyways in English. So
there are some words like that. Like they have a Korean word, but they don't really use it anymore. They just use the English, like Konglish version. Like cut.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Absolutely. So looks to be a Reaper expand for TY. Playing it safe already here in game 1. herO will likely keep it, standard as it gets. Second gas eventually here. Zealot, cancel, and drop a Nexus, then go into Robo. If he goes Stargate, I would be really surprised, but it's definitely a possibility. What I do not think we will see, almost with 100% certainty out of herO, is Blink. That's like the one build I'm like, if he does that, I might have to do the rest of the cast standing or something. Well, so here's that eBay block. TY loves to commit to this.
Yeah, he doesn't even, he doesn't even have to make it a lot. It's just so annoying if you get it down at all. And he just keeps microing his SCV, tries to get as much of that eBay built as possible. As annoying as possible.
You could do it about the 10 hit points left on the SCV. Because that way you know that if you mess up your micro even once, the probe will take an additional hit, so you can get down to 5. So he just makes it all the way up until that 10 hit points and then runs away. Saw it do that last time too. And the Mothership Core Just going to come over here, do a little bit of extra poking, cancel it literally the last second. Like, he canceled it before the last Mothership Core shot hit the eBay. Yeah, delays the Nexus slightly. I still think it's good that he didn't finish the Zealot, didn't make that Zealot. I think it's still better this way.
Yeah. And look at this. We don't have any extra barracks coming up here. We have a factory. Something we see a lot on this map, TVP, is actually some Widowmine drops.
Yep.
Or Hellions. You know, you drop a lot of Marines and you put Hellions in the front, or vice versa. Definitely can be strong.
Yeah, so he doesn't end up doing that Reaper expand as I expected. And it's going to go for that drop. Mothership Core is going to take a lot of damage. He actually will snipe the SCB, though. Oh! The SCB should have gone on the right side of that command center.
SCV not paying attention.
SCB not considering all options here. Let's see if it's Hellions or Widowmines. It's going to be Hellions. And look at that, a Stargate, actually.
Wow. Gonna go, I guess, for Oracles, unless he was just watching the game between Myungshik and TY, and he's like, I would like to lose like that. Yeah, it seems good.
But, you know, we do see a lot of times Oracle into one Phoenix.
Yeah.
That's probably what he's going to do here. Make an Oracle, do some harassment, keep that backstab potential there to come in and kill SCVs if there's ever a move out, force the Vikings to be watchful, and then make that first Phoenix and potentially last Phoenix to stop drops. There's a lot of dead airspace to hide in, so if you have that Phoenix, you can basically just force the Terran to really get out of there instead of sticking around with his medevac after it's over.
Bunch of Hellions coming out here. Gonna have that fourth one just now. Gonna be able to pick them up and drop once that medevac comes out here. See what he decides to do here. Does he drop the medevac, or rather the Hellions or the Marines? Do one or the other. Looks like it'll be the Marines and the Hellions in the front.
So, making a cannon right now even. Very, very safe, very defensive here. I don't think the cannon will be ready in time. Actually, you know what? It will. So that's going to be a lot of extra safety he's got here. He's got that really fast +1 armor. And goes into a Twilight Council here, so he's going right down the tech path.
We got a tank on the way.
That's often for defense against a follow-up attack, but let's see if he makes two. There's no
herO.
There's nothing. He's not even attacking. There's only 2 Marines there. Oh, he's so concerned about this, and pro pull here a bit lackluster, but he does surround these Hellions, and
oh man, big lineup there as well. Trading 4 Hellions there for 11 probes going down. He's getting even more damage here, even underneath the cannon and the Nexus cannon, getting so much damage. This Oracle is not doing anything. He was not able to micro both at the same time.
Yeah, totally neglected. You know, had he had just set the Oracle on attack move, he could have killed a lot of SCVs and then would have forced at least TY to be looking somewhere else too instead of microing his attack. So that was a mistake. And he's definitely
a natural mistake.
Yeah, a natural mistake.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to regret that. It's got to be in the back of his mind, like, God, you know, I messed it up. I thought I clicked it or something. You know, because this is definitely not a conscientious decision of, well, I should probably just be careful with my Oracle.
And now he's committing to killing a couple Marines and a couple of SCVs here. He might be cut off here.
Yep.
One more hit goes down. I don't know. That didn't look like a herO Oracle to me.
No.
Just got a little bit flustered by that attack. I think we have 2 tanks that were made here.
Yeah. He can actually go for a counter push, knowing that he killed that Oracle, and there's just getting ahead of himself there. But it's just normally when you have this type of push, if the Protoss defends it, even if you get like an even trade with the Protoss, it's scary because you usually lose all of your units, lose all your Hellions, all your Marines, and your medevac. Then the Protoss comes across the map to counterattack. You don't have anything. It's scary. But if you've got even one siege tank, it's pretty hard for the Protoss to get harassment done, and he counter-pressured on it the natural. I also want to point out that herO takes a weird third base. He actually decides to take the base at the 9 o'clock, which is something that I don't think TY is fully aware of yet.
Yeah. 2 things I guess you can get out of this. Like you said, it's easier to hide. You know, Terran can easily send over a Marine, like he's doing now, to check when that third base is coming up here. Can kind of throw him off by taking the other location. It's also a little bit closer, so you can defend it easier against drops.
That was scary. Those stalkers were so close.
Uh-oh.
He doesn't even know those tanks are up there. He's about to find out. Oh! Getting really greedy there. Okay, the Nexus is done. So this is a hidden expansion, but it's not the type of hidden expansion that is super greedy. It's just unexpected. It's kill the debris expansion. You know, obviously that takes a long time to do, but if you're sitting back at home defensively, you can get that knocked down, then you've got the faster rally point for your probes, and you've got the faster, or the easier defense, where your units can just bounce between the natural and that base, which you normally wouldn't be able to do this early because we won't kill those rocks. Uh-oh, he could maybe try to snipe a medevac. No, gets a Marine instead. Any unit for energy, totally okay. He's going to try to snipe the Marauder now. Nicely done. Even tries to go for a second one. I mean, he really wants it. Look at his micro!
Oh, baby! Able to get 2 Marauders here, and some Marines as well. Did not lose a single Stalker. It's like a Zest trade or parting trade, man. Coming over here, denying that SCV with 1 Stalker even. Oh, man. Such a nice play out of herO.
This ends up being like a really good start for TY, but herO is clawing his way back into this. They might get that Marauder too. Not quite. Lucky Marauder, man.
Yeah. Looks like he may have taken a bit of damage on those Stalkers as well. TY, he wants to move out here. Already moving out against these Stalkers. Stalkers going back to that 3rd base, so even if TY isn't fully aware of it, he's going to have some idea based on the direction those Stalkers are running that possibly a 3rd base is there.
He might be thinking like, what? Why are you going that way? He scans here, sees the rocks are down, he's like, oh, okay. This can only mean one thing, right? The Stalkers are not like isolated over there and trapped. His 3rd base is so late. The upgrades are so much better for herO as well. And he's just continuing to pick these units off. This time loses a Stalker. Whoa! That was really nicely done there. That was like the last possible second he could see that and react to that and split his probes perfectly. That was like godlike. Like, put that GIF on Reddit, man. Like,
yeah,
I would never suggest you upvote it, but I mean, you could post it.
You could post it if you want.
If you want. Make a conscientious decision.
And he's coming back around. He wants to go all the way around, it looks like, possibly. Not sure why that guy is running. Maybe just to stop any 4th bases from going down.
Yeah, he's just going to plant it there so that it kills any probes that come nearby and also blocks the Nexus. Ooh, he's got to be careful with this Stalker force. His charge is a really long way away. This is a big army coming here. Poor little siege tank can't get picked up, but this is a massive Doom Drop coming in here. Problem being he doesn't have any Vikings or anything to deal with that Colossus, but I think this is just too much bio. I think he's just going to ignore it and kill the Nexus.
That's exactly what he's going for here. Not enough stuff to defend. Could pick up, but he's just running away. He doesn't care.
Stalker's too blank for the chase, but there's just too much bio. He blinks, and then he's like, well, I guess I need to wait for my Zealots, but still he's going to lose a lot of bio here because there's going to be another forward blink in a second. There it is.
Yeah, those tanks not doing anything.
Good control here, targeting down the Marauders. Looks like he's going to try to fall back to the security of those tanks, but oh, he even turns around into that. Well, supply is even now, and herO's got more attack potential here, so it's still going to be 2 base versus 2 base for a second here. If he's able to force his base to lift or kill the SCVs there, it's essentially 2 base versus 2 base. Oh, a big attack coming over here. Hallucinate Phoenix to scout it. Those Immortals are very exposed right now. Here come those Colossi over, though.
1 Marine decides to walk forward farther than he needs to. And here we go. The Zealot harassment is on. 5 Zealots coming in here. Is there any defense? Where are the reinforcements?
He's got reinforcements only, and they do come over here. A lot of SCVs going down before they actually save this base, though. Charge finishes, and he's getting a lot more harassment done.
Very nice hold position there. Just trying to kill the SCVs, not the units. He gets actually all the SCVs.
Every single one. And that's huge. 67 to 46 now. If he can defend this drop over here, he's going to need high ground vision. But if he can defend this, he's going to be in a great spot economically as his 3rd base has refinished now.
Oh my god. At the same time, he's going for a huge Doom Drop towards that new Nexus. herO does see it, though.
Yes, he does. Does not get that feedback off. Nexus is finished, like I said. And he's able to ward off the drop. But it's still out there. It's now going to go to the main base. Needs the elevator up into there. I guess he could pick off a pylon on the low ground. He's a bit timid about committing there. Okay, now he's doing it. It's too late, though. He needs to leave.
Yeah.
Scans. He's like, oh, no way. Jeez, the Chrono knows that Storm isn't done yet. So that's just a small amount of information he has here. It's about to finish, but trying to tell you guys everything.
Yeah.
Lucky probe over here.
Wow. Could actually just remake a pylon if he wants to.
Remember when I said, man, that's where I'd be.
That's the best hiding spot.
2-1 upgrades to 1-1, by the way, with +3 nearly completed, +2 attack for TY, a long way away.
Just started. Ghost Academy just getting up now. He still has those 2 awkward tanks. Not really doing much.
Yeah, I mean, Terran can't Chrono Boost. This isn't Starbow, so we're going to have a long way away for that. Plus the forges that he can, the armor upgrade's about to be able to Chrono Boost. Just talking further about upgrades for herO. Does pick off that. And yeah, those tanks up there, finally now, at least they're in siege mode, but they're so exposed. Probably wants to blink a few stalkers up there. Yeah, just 3, looks like. Big drop, though, and he doesn't know about it. Warping in a few zealots here, but I think this Nexus may just be toast. Let's see if he decides to go for tech or go for the Nexus.
Looks like he's going for the Nexus as well as that cannon. Units are coming back. A big storm goes out to some of that bio, but he's focusing down that Nexus.
I don't think he's going to get it. He's only at +1. Big drop over here at the natural now. You call it the new third base, whatever you want to call it. And it looks like hero's fed up with this drop harassment. He's just going to go for a counterattack and try to end the game. This could end up being a race, an elimination race.
Could be base race situation. Look at those Widowmines
shots! That helps out a lot, but this is still a Protoss death ball coming in here. And he's defended now the drop. I don't know if TY has enough to come home and defend. I don't think so. He's got 2 Vikings only against 4 Colossi with +3 attack.
It's not looking good. Ghosts go down. They do get the EMPs off.
Here come the drops. He's going on top. It's just not enough. Not even close. I mean, he may hold this with, like, he's got the high ground and there's like a Widowmine's going to get a really good shot or something, and maybe he can hold for a little bit longer, but look at the supply count. Look at the worker count. And the reinforcements are coming across the map.
Oh, God. That's where all of his Protoss army supply is right now. Over there. If he can just get those 2 groups together, would be really good for him. Look at this puny bio ball here. Finally taking out all the Widowmines. He can just go down to this third base and take it out.
Oh, it's toast. And so is that call down supply depot. Oh, this is the saddest group of SCVs I've ever seen. Let me winter a walk through the Zealots, through the Storms, and across where the Archons and Colossi are hiding.
GG.
GG indeed. herO showing he is just on another level from Youngshik right now. Taking a lot of early damage, playing patiently, very calm and collected though.
Yeah, I feel like herO was watching actually the fight between TY and Youngshik. He's like, oh, you just like to force the Protosses to be everywhere at once. Let me take that third base that's a bit closer, and let me just have units everywhere. I'll have Storms when I get it in my main base. You won't be able to target down that Nexus. He lost 1 Nexus and a second one later on, but it was just not enough damage done by all of those drops there.
When he lost the Nexus, he was at a point where the economy didn't matter that much at that moment because he had the better army. He killed all of TY's units that came with the drop, and he had the better upgrades. So he's like, yeah, okay, my economy is terrible now, but your third base is late anyways, and I already have an army. I don't need to build one. I don't need that money right now. Obviously, you would like to have it, but it's a bigger issue that now you can't really do anything or I'll kill you. You got to deal with that. TY survived a lot longer than he would have if those Widowmines hadn't got beautiful shots off on the Zealots, for example. That like bought him a little bit of time. That's like the best he could have ever hoped for with those Widowmines.
Very true.
All right, guys, Foxtrot Labs, game number 2. Here in our winners match for Group D.
Up here in the top right in the red, the Terran player, he is TY.
As the fangirls just said. If you guys heard that. To the bottom left in blue, it's CJ Antis' own herO. Coach Park down at the studio today, always in a good mood. I guess if I had a really awesome team of StarCraft players that really improved under my coaching, I'd be happy all the time too.
Yeah. I don't know. He gives me the vibe of like when he's in the studio, he's like really nice to everybody, but I feel like in the house, he'd be like a little bit hard on some of the guys. Well, just like a little bit.
I could tell that by how he looks just simply when he sits on the bench at Pro League.
Yeah. He's got his arms crossed, just staring everybody down. But he does care about his players so much. I mean, you remember the Gumio debacle.
Yeah.
Where the thing fell on his head. Coach
That's
Park
when we found out that Coach
guy.
Park, like if he had to like jump over a pit of fire and then like dive through a hoop of flames to get to where Gumio was, he probably would have done it faster than like a gun shooting through the hoop, man, across the ravine, man. He just jumped, leapt out of the seat like a Olympic hurdle runner.
Yeah. He gives me that sense of like tough love.
Yeah.
And those guys are the best because you can tell they care so much about you to be tough on you and like tell you what's up without like beating around the bush, you know?
Sure. So this is going to be a CC first. Not a misread on my Reaper expand like I saw last game where I thought it was going to be that, but ended up being a drop. It's a CC first, for sure. How much is confirmed, and they go ahead and put that first barracks down. Likely a second as well. Not necessarily though on this map. You don't have to do that. And back at home, herO just sticking with his one gas. He likes to play it this way. Starting the Zealot now. And no eBay block from TY this time, obviously, with this build.
Yeah.
Bit tough to execute that.
Yeah. Cross spawns here on Foxtrot Labs. Love that they switched it to this. Just pretty cool map to have it pretty simple. Love it like this.
Well, I always like 2-player maps.
Yeah.
Even if, I mean, it's a 4-player map with 2-player spawns, I'm okay with that too. Because that way you eliminate the chance aspect of scouting. This if you just smack that cleaning bot out of the way. Get out of here, cleaning bot.
This is the map that Myungsik decided to go Phoenix Colossi. Didn't really work too well for him. We do have switch positions here, though, for this one. TY is in the top right, whereas herO's in the bottom left.
Yep. SCV sees the Nexus, not able to deny. I mean, if he tried, the mothership would join up and give him a hard time. You see that bunker is finishing up now, the orbitals as well, and he's starting to power up those Marines. Getting ready for that, follow-up push, getting ready for a defense against any sort of big-time harassment, because the Zealot actually, finished. He didn't cancel it. And that bunker is pretty critical here. But with 3 Marines, they're pretty much going to kill a Zealot no matter what without losing anything. You just have to split them. So just one of those things that relies on control. Is he going to hide a CC? I think he is.
He could. He definitely could, but...
I mean, the only other thing you would be doing is checking for proxies, but you don't check like this, and he has no gas, so he's pulling a Nada / Boxer. Both of those players back in the old days like to go gas as 3 CCs all the time. Bomber, we've seen him do that a lot. Even Gumiho would occasionally do it in Flash when he first switched over to StarCraft 2. It's so risky nowadays in the current meta, but if you hide your 3rd CC, nobody is any the wiser, right?
Yeah, it's definitely
no.
not going to be expected. Stalker taking a bunch of shield damage.
Yeah, he reacted very quickly, though. God, that's bravery right there to go up there and pick off one of those Marines on the high ground. He's like, yeah, get out of here, Marine. I think some Marines are like mosquitoes. He's not scared of them at all.
Yeah. Zealot did do a bit of scouting over there towards the right.
In fact, he might even get into the main. And if he gets into the main, he's going to be like, oh, you have a really late 3rd barracks, and you have no gas. What's going on with that? Or rather, your gas is late, I should say. It's completed now. But if he clicks on it, he's going to be like, what? See, that's what the Korean commenters are highlighting here as well. If he clicked on that, you would know this just doesn't make sense. That tech lab is not, it's too slow. Something is not right here.
If he's paying attention here, definitely for sure, he has to know something's up. Whether or not, it's a hidden base, just hidden anything, really.
It's not the kind of thing that you think about too much, though, when you go into somebody's bases. Wait a minute. Let me click on your gases, because I need to know how long you've had those.
Yeah.
He is checking, though. He noticed. This is, this is what separates, a pro gamer from just a Master League player, is just that ability to come in here and say, no, this isn't right. I need to check what's going on.
Did he notice, or is he just putting that probe over there for a forward pylon?
He could be thinking, like, I don't know. What?
Because it just stopped there at the rocks, and it did not scout any of the bases. It looked like, he sent it out right after the Zealot died. He's like, something's not right, and then he went for the scout, but the probe isn't moving. Unless he just forgot about it.
Yeah, I don't actually know what the story on that is, to be honest.
Let's see where herO goes from here.
Hide anything with that, but I thought maybe he was just going to check that location for like a proxy factory and Starport or something, because he didn't click on the gas, and maybe that's what he was thinking. But you wouldn't leave it there. In fact, if he's not, unless the only reason he would leave it there is if he wants to make a pylon. It could just be a mistake. Only time will tell.
Yeah. Well, oh no, I thought I saw the probe moving. It's still just staying there. Based on that, and look at this, 7 gates off of 2 bases. This is going to be something aggressive. That probe is there for a pylon. It's got to be.
It could still be a read on the base and being like, wait a minute, Barracks are late, your tech slaters, I don't know if you got like a third CC somewhere or your tech or something, but you don't have a lot of stuff, and I'm going to punish you. Range is going to be done for this. Make another sentry, and all those gates. Stalker looks like it might fall this time.
Oh!
Barely gets
6
away.
health.
Oh, God, he's going to see this maybe. If he sees this, it gives him a lot more time to prepare. Okay, he doesn't see it. Something now towards this location, and actually, if he sandwiches this army and catches out with these sentries,
oh, that's just sick.
That's a clutch Marine right there, man. That's like, hey, he's coming. We got to get ready.
He can have another base here, but he just doesn't have a lot of army units. Like you said, there are 2 Colossi out here with range, a ton of gateways for the follow-up here. This is going to be a huge attack. He needs those bunkers now. TY knows this. He's putting his SCVs here in the front.
Yeah. Okay. Colossi have that thermal lance.
God.
This is going to be so hard to hold. Scan goes down to kill the observer, but he's got range, so, and he's got high ground vision because of the Colossi. Fake Immortal is actually going to tank so many shots here.
He's got to kill those SCVs. Yep. There he goes.
Finally targets them. A lot of these SCVs aren't mining too, but he's got that third base. Triple mules.
Vikings starting to come out here. They have a really nice position up there on the high ground.
Okay, he's just going to commit now. Guardian Shield goes up. He's going to burst down that bunker. Once it's down, the Colossi are going to do so much more damage. And here comes the third Colossus. With another warp in the units, he can burst that second bunker down so easily. All you need to do is kill the SCVs. Honestly, he almost has enough units to just right-click on it.
It's really close. Nexus Cannon comes down here. It might not be enough.
Well, with the
SCVs
being force-filled out, he doesn't even have a chance here.
Yeah, it's looking like way too much stuff. Not enough Vikings here. Only 4. Colossi doing so much damage to this bio. 1 does go down, but fighting with the SCVs, it's looking hopeless here for TY.
Yep. Gets all but 1 Colossus. There's not even close to enough Vikings here anymore. 91 to 54 supply, and it looks like herO is getting out of this group in first place. Setting up a solid location here with his Colossus, just tanking some of that damage there. Finally now going to help out against the SCVs. It falls to those Stim Marines at the back, but this is going to be game over. He even force fields that guy out down there. And GG.
GG, wow. Making it look easy. TY looks like he was prime position to take one from herO with a really risky hidden base there, but herO just says, no, I'm going to smack you down. I know something's strange, so I'm just going to kill you. It's that, that tenet of StarCraft. You're doing something weird, I can just go and kill you.
It often works.
You don't really need to know exactly what's going on with your opponent, but just go for a big attack. Sometimes you can win the game.
Now for me, herO was a clear favorite in the group, but TY was a second favorite. And these guys both made it to the winner's match. I know a lot of people think Solkyu is getting out of this group. I'm not sure. He did play very well in his previous match, but now he's going to have to play in the final match. He's going to be playing the same matchup. I think he's highly favored over Myungshik here. He's playing the same matchup he already prepared for in the previous series as well. So I think he's got a really good chance. But congratulations to herO, who just first place out of this group. Didn't even look that excited about it. Kind of like he was like, yeah, of course I was going to win.
Kind of made it look easy even, I feel like the Sulky games were actually a little bit closer. The first one here between him and TY was pretty close as well. Some nice multitasking out of TY, but herO is just way too solid. In the end, You were correct. He takes it.
Well, guys, before we go into our losers match, we're going to take another one of these quick commercial breaks, so don't go anywhere. Tell your friends to tune in.